from the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is August 20th, 2024. It is 3:16 a.m. I'm starting a little bit later than usual. So today what I want to cover are some tweets that I picked up while Harry and Meghan were in Colombia, but they weren't really tweets that I should have recorded in the moment. There were different discussions, different topics that I felt like I should share with you, but not worth recording when they first showed up. So for instance, this one, which is the one that I will be covered today, 11 tweets, and I just added this one because I spotted it, and it wasn't on the first day when Harry and Meghan were in Colombia. I think someone just posted it a few minutes ago. So these tweets I saw, and I was creating lists. Which one will go on PYTE, which one will go on Team Sussex, and which one I should record on the day of. So the ones that were recorded on the day of have already been published. I recorded them, edited, and published them. So if you want to know what happened on the day of, just go on our Port of Pew Service channel. They are all live, okay? All of them. I didn't schedule them for any specific days, maybe time of the day, so all of them don't pop up all at once, but they are all public. And I need to make thumbnails for them as well. So now what I'm gonna do, the recording that I'll be doing will be on PYTE. So let's go on PYTE. All right, so now we are on PYTE. I have some videos that are scheduled. Next week, we are going on vacation, our last vacation for the summer, and I will not be home. The 25th. I think we're leaving the 20 something. I don't know. Sometime next week. But, so, yeah. I just want to cover these, and so let's oops, yeah, so there it is. Let's get started. I think this is already on the tab, so let's go on Twitter. Okay, so these are the numbers: 3,955 subscribers, new subscribers welcome, estimate revenue stuck there, $26.53. All right, so let's go on Twitter. So this is the tweet. I literally saw it. When did they post it? Yeah, today. Tonight, actually, 12:57 a.m. So this is new. I just added, but the rest of the tweets that I'll be sharing with you are old, from when Harry and Meghan were in Colombia. Okay, so there's this one here. We must imagine and build a future in which technology doesn't harm us, but rather in which it contributes to democracies that are more inclusive and effective. Philippe Estaben, VP at Luminate. Okay, so let's see here. I was honored to welcome Nobel laureate Maria Ressa and Prince Harry and Meghan to Colombia for a conversation with Vice President Francia Marquez about the impact of social media and AI on our families and our society. We must imagine and build a future in which technology doesn't harm us, but rather in which it contributes to democracies that are more inclusive and effective. Being able to have such a critical conversation with such an incredible group of people in my hometown is something I will never forget. I am incredibly grateful to everyone who made this possible, particularly my colleagues at Luminate, Valentina, Vera, Quiros. Okay, these are the names: Juliana, Camara, Francesca, Rios, and Jem Peacock, as well as everyone at the Archwell Foundation and the Office of the Vice President of Colombia. I don't know how much praise I need to give her. She did an absolutely wonderful job hosting Harry and Meghan. She was at every event with them, and it was really, really nice. I felt like I was there. And I think yesterday I think I posted in one of my community board, I felt like I just came from a vacation, because it was so intriguing to see the things that they were sharing with us, and I was more than happy to share it with you. And once the day was over, the visit was over, I felt like I just came from Colombia myself. So I was exhausted, and I was supposed to go to a meeting, and they called me like an hour and a half or so before I was gonna leave my house, and I just drained. I fell asleep. And that's one of the reasons I started late. Okay, so this is brand new. There's no comments, so I thought I'd share it with you. All right, so now let's go on to the tweets that I had for a while to discuss, to share with you. Okay, so this is that one here. Oops. Wow, very interesting. Funny enough, this is from, it's a continuation of the first tweet that I shared with you. I completely forgot. The wolf you feed. And this is why the British media have a vendetta against Meghan and Harry. Two words. Stochastic terrorism. Stochastic terrorism. I remember in one of the videos I did, I think it's on PYTE, that was a little bit after Harry and Meghan docuseries. And I created a video where I share with you where Meghan was expressing the pain and the anger that the tabloid of the UK was causing her. And I came up with a video where I share some of the things that Meghan was saying in terms of terrorism. And I look up the word terrorism, what it means, and each part of the meaning of terrorism that the meaning was said, and I express it in a way in which the UK tabloid have demonstrated how they were stalking her and do all sort of things, which pretty much shows is a form of terrorism. And I think also this tweet, I've shared it on my community board already. It's just now that I'm recording it. Okay, just look at what's been happening in the UK with the race riot. This part of the Sussex's visit won't be seen in the UK media. Okay, 2 minutes and 42 seconds, and I think I've also shared this with you. Let's listen.
I can echo actually what you said moments ago, and I also learned that great new fact about the Vatican having an AI expert. He said, see, we learn something new every day. And I thought, but wouldn't it be nice to be able to say we learn something true every day? And I hadn't thought of that until that moment, and I think in many ways that speaks to your question, which is, though we all have a very different experience based on who we are, where we live, socioeconomic background, all of the things that differentiate us, we still have a shared humanity. So we're still having a very, very comparable human emotional experience off and online. And I was sitting here, and also something that came to mind was an old proverb story, which I was not planning on saying this evening, so please do not quote me on it verbatim. This is not verbatim. But you may be familiar with it, and it's a story about a grandfather and a grandson. And the grandfather says, you know, inside of you, there are always two wolves that are fighting, and one wolf is love and kindness and generosity and openness, and the other wolf is hate and jealousy and vengeance. And the grandson looks at the grandfather and says, well, which wolf wins? And the grandfather says, the one that you feed. So let's flip that on its head when we talk about the digital world, where we aren't actually making the choice of which one we're feeding, because they're choosing what we're being fed. And if you look at it through that lens, suddenly you realize how powerless we are in the digital design that is setting us up for the wolf of anger and violence and hate and jealousy to be the one that wins. So I think to that point, to the point you were making earlier, Sneha, Keisha, you know, the young people that we really believe in and helping to problem solve what's happening, and all of us using our voices to continue to echo those same sentiments. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter who you are. Either you personally or you know someone who has personally been a victim to what is happening online. And I think that's something we can all actively work on every day to remedy.
I didn't know that little girl was there. Where is it? Oh, I just missed it. The little girl who held Meghan's hand, I think on day 2, when Meghan, when they were in Colombia. Where is it? Right there. I think that's her, right? Yeah. I think that's her. Right there. There's one tweet that I did yesterday or respond to. Let me look for it because it was very funny. And I'll get back to this. Where I said Colombia knows how to... let me see if I see it. And I mentioned her. Okay, that's this one. Okay, this tweet was about that. The definition of turning pain into purpose. And this is my response here. Second to Colombia's vice president awesome hospitality is this little girl. She shows the Sussex squad how to capture the moment. When you see Meghan Markle, it's not to freeze. And that was a shade to one of the squads, a Nigerian squaddy. When Meghan was in Nigeria, she posted, she's like, oh my God, when I saw Meghan, I froze. I didn't know what to do. Something like that. So that was a shade to her. Okay, third is the musician, LOL, who made sure to let the vice president knows what's up in the neighborhood. So in one of the tweets that I was reading on the video on our part of Pure Service, there was a translation of what the musician was saying. I think it's when Harry and Meghan were in the square. They went out to see the statues. There was that musician who was talking with the vice president. So within the comments, someone said is that he was saying some stuff about the area where there's no place to do certain things and they have to do it on the street or whatever. So this is why I said the third is the musician. They capture the moment. Who knows when he's ever gonna see the vice president? So he took the moment to make sure to let her know. So that's what I mean by that. Colombians know how to capture the moment. Alright, so that little girl, she saw Meghan, she was not letting Meghan go. Alright, with that being said, let's go back to the original tweet. So that's her here. I give her prop. And they know good, kids know good souls. Okay, so there's that. That's what Meghan says. Okay, just, okay, you could pause and read it. Let's see some of the comments here. This is great. That's ad, and that was it. So let's go to the next tweet. Okay. Hopefully this will be fast. There was some other things that I was thinking when I saw the video. Alright, so let's pause here. Okay, I understand almost everything said in this video. It's a minute and 18 seconds. It will be a screenshot. For those who are Spanish squaddies, this is for you guys, okay?
Día en Colombia de Harry y Meghan. Los duques de Sussex tendrán agenda no solo en Bogotá, Andrea, el fin de semana también visitarán Cartagena y estarán en mi ciudad, en Cali, en el Festival de Petróleo.
Que no se lo van a perder. Hoy hablaron con estudiantes con quienes compartieron mensajes sobre la importancia de eliminar el ciberacoso y de hacer también buen uso de las redes sociales.
Colombia se convierte en el primer país de América Latina en ser visitado.
So this was the first day when they arrived to Colombia. I'm not translating, by the way, okay? I'm not translating anything that they're saying. It's just me saying that was the first day, which is what this video is about, covering some of the tweets that did not share that on the first day, okay? So this is not translating nothing. I do not speak Spanish. That's my disclaimer, okay?
Por el príncipe Harry y Meghan, duques de Sussex. Luego del recibimiento que les hizo la vicepresidenta Francia Márquez, arrancó la agenda de la pareja en un colegio de la localidad de Puente Aranda en Bogotá, donde intercambiaron experiencias que hoy marcan la agenda global, las redes sociales.
¿Cómo estas buscan conseguir un objetivo en los niños para intentar buscar visitas fáciles, de alguna forma embobándolos?
Dentro de los propósitos de esta visita está el de propiciar entornos digitales seguros y apoyar iniciativas de salud mental.
Tenemos la responsabilidad como papás y mamás de ciudadanos digitales. Tenemos que ser un modelo a seguir.
Con una explosión de ritmo y color, los duques disfrutaron de una muestra cultural y artística que reflejó la diversidad de nuestro país.
Whenever they play their music, I have to change it, okay? Just to let you know. Alright, so that was that. LOL, then share. That's me responding to her. Okay, I understand almost everything said in this video, and that's me laughing at her and said, then share. Yeah, and share. That's the squad being silly with each other. Oh, let's go to the next one. Alright, so there's that. Okay, the founders of Archwell Foundation is on display in Colombia. Alright, again, this is the first day. We just saw part of this in that video, that they are here, and there's the security. And by the way, today is the first day of the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, and it's taking place in Chicago. Alright, so there's this here. I believe that's from Sussex.com. At their second engagement of the day, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, joined Vice President Marquez for a visit to El Colegio de Cultura Popular, a school that serves approximately 400 students aged 12 to 18. Since 2002, the school has focused on enhancing knowledge areas, strengthening socio-emotional skills, fostering individual talents, and encouraging students to become autonomous problem solvers and team players committed to social transformation. I'm horrible at team players because since I was in college, I guess I had some horrible teammates, because sometimes when we're doing, I'm not bragging, okay? This is not to say I'm proud of that. It's just that I guess some of the people that I've been teamed up with, they either don't do the work and leave everything for those who knows the work instead of contribute whatever they can. And then on my last there was one project I did, and that was a group I was not aware of, and the professor teamed me up with two guys who were best friends, and I think they spoke Spanish, and they took the thing over, and I was so furious. I should have asked the professor to change me or do my thing on by myself. So ever since I've been a solo player. I'm not bragging about that. And I've had some issues when I work in offices as well, and I encounter the same type of people. They like to take credit, and once I'm working, I'm there for the paycheck. I'm not there for competition. The competition was done already the moment I got the job. Once I'm there, we are a team. But it seems like the mindset of some people is not that. There's still more competition to kiss the boss's ass. And I was not about kissing the boss's ass. You tell me what needs to be done. I do my best. And if I need help, I ask for help. If I don't know, you show me, or something like that. And others were just, I don't know, competition. And there's some good too. I've worked with some good co-workers as well. Okay, so it's not all of them. All right, so let's continue. During their visit, the Duke and Duchess participated in the Insight session alongside hosted by the Archwell Foundation, delving into discussions about the digital world and its impact on society. The students expressed profound gratitude for their digital literacy course, which transformed their understanding of technology use, helping them gain control over their tech habits and reduce anxiety, while also providing critical insight into social media algorithms and ethical consideration. They highlighted the positive aspect of technology, such as access to information and staying connected with distant family, but also voiced concern about the negative impact of tech on education, emotional well-being, and information integrity, emphasizing the need for media literacy and critical thinking skills. After the couple enjoyed a lively recess where they met more students and observed valuable practice and the school's award-winning gardening program, the visit underscored the importance of nurturing young minds in a supportive environment and providing opportunities for both personal and academic growth. Prince Harry and Meghan were deeply moved by the students' passion and creativity and expressed their admiration for the school's commitment to education and community enrichment. That's very nice. Did they say it's a collegio? What's collegio? College? Is that what it means? Collegio means college. So they take from 12 to 18. Okay, so let's leave that alone. Let me see. Is there more? Okay, these are some of the pictures. It seems like more of a high school. Look at it. Meghan blended in perfectly with the color clothing that she wore. That's nice. This is what we need. It reminds me as what Harry and Meghan are doing, what also President Obama is doing. Okay, so there's that. Let's read some of the comments. There's the heart. I just love to see this. Imagine Meghan finishing knowing she is going home to her beautiful home and children free from palatial corridors, tortured. It's magical. I will never not be moved. I'm okay. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Oh, there's a lot of reading here. This is true. Prince Harry has been saying this in different ways long before Southport. It's a dog whistle now to say it's about Britons. Race riot. Okay, so this was probably happening when the UK there was that the riot going on. Okay, let's see if I could read what's behind this. Thrive when the framework around them are built from compassion. I cannot see that. And well-being. Sadly, this belief is at odds with much of what is being experienced by people on social media. From conversation with experts in this space, we believe we have to remodel the architecture of our online community in a way defined more by compassion than hate, by truth instead of misinformation, by equity and inclusiveness instead of injustice and fear-mongering. It's also the kind of speech, the talking point I was hearing at the DNC, the Democratic Convention. All right? Instead of division, there's more inclusivity. Instead of hate, there's more love and all of that. Okay? By equity, inclusiveness instead of injustice and fear-mongering, by free rather than weaponized speech, this remodeling must include industry leaders from all areas drawing a line in the sand against unacceptable online practices, as well as being active participant in the process of establishing new standards for our online world. Companies that purchase online ads must also recognize that our digital world has an impact on physical world, on our collective health, on our democracies, on the ways we think and interact with each other, on how we process and trust information. Because if we are susceptible to the cohesive forces and digital spaces, then we have to ask ourselves, what does this mean for our children? As a father, this is especially concerning to me. You see, sometimes when you see certain image and that go along with whatever text and subtext that they put that connected with the image, it makes you feel certain way. And these people have weaponized these things. Alright? Especially the UK. And when you look at what's going on with the war in Ukraine, when you look at Russia, for instance, they're pretty good at that as well. They learn from the UK. Weaponize and show they strong and all of that with imagery. One of the image I remember, when was that? I think that was around President Obama presidency, where they were, especially the GOP and the US, were so proud of showing Putin on a horse looking strong. I don't know. That's the mindset. That's what they wanted people to think. But meanwhile, in many instances, if you look back in some of my videos on PYTE, yeah, this channel, where I said this is one person that Putin is afraid of, was President Obama. Because instead, it was two tactical things that was being played. President Obama, without using its soldiers, was doing his brilliance, or what's the term for it, when you use your knowledge, your mind to do certain thing. And Putin was doing the same thing too, but with him, he was, how will I say that, this is my humble opinion, the way that I see it, he was using tactical and term, espionage, fear, and whatever he did to get the GOP, some of the GOP, to get on board with his idea and stuff like that. And I think what happened with Putin, in a way, he was waiting from the inside, having the GOP to help him be able to use American weapons. This is why I said they were waiting for the US. And the way Trump talks, speaking, and even during his presidency, turn a blind eye and all of that. And then the GOP and the US have their own agenda, okay, with their hate against any other group, and Putin has used that against us. So now, looking at the Democratic National Convention that's going on, is to throw back and said, no, we're not about that. We're more about inclusivity instead of hate, and we're more about love and all of this. So in other words, Putin and Obama were using the same type of things, but in different way. Putin was using fear and tactical thing, and using his image, being on a horse looking strong, to sort of, for people to get back on him. Meanwhile, when you look at some of the things that's going on in the Ukraine-Russian war, he's using old technologies, and he had a lot of weapons, but he's not smart enough to do the technical things on the ground. He is more masterful at espionage, to do the tactical mindset type of games. This is what Putin is good at. But in terms of carrying a war, I don't think he's that good. And then this is the brilliance of the mind of the Democrats in the US. Okay, without using our people, our soldiers, meanwhile, they're using, the US is sending all weapons to Ukraine and let Ukraine do the footwork for us. Okay, this is the brain. This is the type of brain we need to put in office. Okay, this is what America is lack of: education. And the GOP made sure to destroy. Okay, don't even take my word for it. Project 25. This is their game plan, to destroy the education system. So when you give people education to think logically, many good things will happen. Alright, so why did I bring this? Let's leave that alone. When I start talking about those politics and stuff, I go berserk. So let's finish with this. We have, you probably already read it while I was talking. We have an opportunity to do better, and we make the digital world to look at the past and use it to inform the future. And also, when you look at 2016, this is why I said Putin is very good at that. He uses our weakness, which is hate and division by the GOP, the fear-mongering that they did to divide us. Meanwhile, they're behind their computers playing both sides. And this is how we got Trump. All right. And now there's the Democrats who come and said, no, we're not about that. And when we see the fake news and all of that, we recognize it. Okay. We must take a critical eye to the last 2 decades, where advancement in technology and media have outgrown many of the antiquated guardrails that once ensured they were being designed and used appropriately. It shouldn't be seen as a coincidence that the rise of social media has been matched by a rise in division among us globally. You see, this is the thing that I was saying. In 2016, they divide us. Social media's own algorithm and recommendation tools can drive people down path toward radicalism and extremism that they might not have taken otherwise. Again, this is back to 2016. And when you look at my channel, when I show you the back end, okay, the type of things that I'm sharing, the people who have control of the algorithm, they want to make sure the things that I'm sharing with you don't reach certain people, because they're not about that. When people divide when the vast or divide, those rich, powerful, they win. This is why they love division. When you look at the mainstream media, have already been overtaken. Newspapers overtaken. There's one video I have on Archwell Sussex when I said Vice President Harris is taking a playbook from Harry and Meghan not to talk to the media, because mainstream media have already been, I don't know, what would you say, overtaken like the UK is, okay, to create division and talk BS, and you know, how will you say that, the way that Bojo's sister said, to entertain.
I find it hard to see who is the winner here. We got the most wonderful newspapers in the world in this country. You read the newspapers in the States or in France, they're very dull. They're not entertaining at all. I think that we can have both a serious and an entertaining press. And that's what I want to see survive. I don't want to see Prince Harry destroy the industry I love.
Americans don't want to be entertained. When we need to be entertained, we take it upon ourselves to go to a movie or go to see a play or just do what's best for us. We do not want the news to entertain us. We want the news to tell us the news. When we decided to listen to the news, we want to hear the news. We do not want to be entertained. There are different channels for every respective things. I told you I don't have cable because I saw the BS, not knowing at that time this is what was taking place, because all I was seeing was nonsense after nonsense, nothing meaningful, nothing educational. I spoke about this many times, and one of the videos where I said I used to watch the history channels and things like that, and some people commented on that particular video and said they still do some educational stuff. So at that time when I had cable, they were switching off to different things. They didn't show they stopped showing like the history of, you know, let's say World War I, World War II, how it came about and all of that. They used to. At that time when I had cable, they stopped. So I guess we continue doing it. I don't know. I do not have cable to talk about it, but someone in the comment section said they still do those kind of things. So it is up to us. And Meghan have put it perfectly about the wolves. Which one do you want to feed? Okay, the one you keep on watching, that's the one that they're gonna keep on feeding you BS. And this is why Kamala Harris don't talk to the mainstream media. All right, so let's continue. There are billions of, and Harry too, not just Kamala Harris, Harry and Meghan as well. Kamala Harris took a playbook from Harry and Meghan, and she's doing very well. So now it's up to us come November 5th to go cast our vote. Don't think just because she's up the poll you don't show up. That the poll doesn't mean anything. Okay, it's you showing up at the poll and cast your vote. That's what matters. And I hope people understand that. Alright, there are billions of people right now in the midst of a global pandemic that has taken hundreds of thousands of lives who rely on algorithmically driven information feeds to make judgment about facts versus fiction, about truth versus lies. One could argue that access to accurate information is more important now than any other time in modern history, and yet the very places that allow disinformation to spread seems to throw their arms up when asked to take responsibility and find solution. That is true. Okay, so that was that, and she retweeted this, Dr. Zenier. Let's read the comments here and then go to that retweet. Prince Harry has had the same stance on countering online misinformation for a long time and has been speaking about it at every opportunity. This opinion piece and Fast Company, so that's where it came from, is one example, his own words. Okay, so there's that here. I'll leave the link. I'm not gonna read this article. I'll leave the link. Okay, Harry is a very bright man. This is something we need to, now that the tour of Colombia tour is over, where at the last day where they were on stage and Harry was saying thank you to the Colombian, the vice president, for their hospitality and all of that, and then he started in Spanish and then he stopped. I guess some of the things that he wanted to say he didn't know how to say, and he asked for Meghan for help.
Buenas noches, Cali. Buenas noches, Colombia. Muchas gracias, señora vicepresidenta. Can you help me translate?
Of course. Claro que sí.
All right, so that's not weakness. As a young man, he knew what he wanted. He knew the classroom wasn't for him. He went to military school. He exceeded at it. He was more of a hands-on and all of that. He never tried to be something that he wasn't. This is why he's so relatable with so many people. Unlike his brother, where the institution shielded him, put nonsense in his head, making him feel like he's larger than life. So he humbled himself, which is Harry, humbled himself, and people relate to him. Okay, so Harry saw all of this stuff a very long time ago, and this is why he was not playing with the tabloid in the UK. All right, thank you. I'll be using this. So let's see the retweet here. The link of this article this person put will be in the description. So let's see what some of the comments say. Whereas the comments can be applied to the Southport incident, it isn't something Harry said or appeared to say, as who's that? So that foreign correspondent, BBC News, I guess she said something that Harry didn't say, states, and he could very well be talking about the dangers his family faces and why his wife won't be visiting the UK soon, as he told ITV. Okay, and she continued, from linking the Together cookbook to terrorism to Meghan's avocado causing drought and other forms of evil, the UK press always creates opportunities to center Harry and Meghan and the worst of the political or social zeitgeist. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so this started up here. Alright, so she must have said something. I'm just gonna, oh, she retweeted what this person said. I think she tagged the person down here, the BBC correspondent. Okay, so let me read the very first tab and see what she's making reference to. Please do not engage with BBC correspondent, this person, where is it, that one, because as expected from UK reporters, they are infusing personal opinion and obscuring facts so as to generate negative headlines and hit pieces for the UK tabloid press that has no access to Harry and Meghan and Colombia. This is what she tweeted. Prince Harry appears to reference Southport. Oh, you could pause and read. Nah. That, oh please. Prince Harry appears. This is the thing here. Appears. How do you know? Oh my God. Harry was minding his own business. He was in the moment in Colombia. Prince Harry appears to reference Southport speaking here in Bogota. He says, quote, "For as long as people are allowed to spread lies, abuse, and social cohesion as we know it has completely broken down. Now what happens online within a matter of minutes transferred to the street." Oh my goodness. Okay, you could make your own judgment. Harry has been on top of this for a very long time, and this is why she's saying Harry could have easily been talking about his own experience, the thing that his family is going through. All right, so let's go back. Let me make sure I got the 95. I don't want to skip anything. All right, let's go to the next tweet.